as you would have seen from the title, we are making some vegan crepes. I actually have some already here, just a little sneak peek for you folks out there at home. So if you are joining live, please give us a wave, say hello, and let me know where you are joining us from around the world. So crepes, one of the most popular breakfast foods around the world, especially right here in Europe. I'm coming to you from Greece here in Naxos. And here is one of the things that you can actually get. It's a very popular tourist food, so a lot of European countries, in all the tourist traps, you see crepes as a dessert or breakfast food available. You can have crepes sweet or savory. Today I'm going to show you as more as like a sweet version to enjoy for breakfast or as a dessert, traditionally made with eggs, but today we are not going to be using eggs, and I'm going to be showing you a special potato protein blend today of how to replace the egg component. Now, crepes, where are they originally from? Well, I think most of you folks can tell me as well at home that they originated in France, actually in Brittany in the 13th century. So that's over 700 years ago crepes were invented. And in France, they actually have a day that they celebrate crepes, which is on the February the 2nd, also known as Crepe Day or National Crepe Day. But originally in history, it was a celebration for the Virgin Mother Mary Blessing Day. But they used to celebrate with crepes, so now it's just known as Crepe Day or Crepe du jour, I believe. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is a really fun recipe for you folks. If you are looking for the recipe, just click down into the description box below and you'll find it, as well as where to find our potato protein blend. So I'm going to bring you folks down. So to start off with your crepes, there we go. All right, so one of the very, very important things with crepes is that you have a beautiful, silky, smooth batter. And to do that, we're going to first be combining. So in this recipe, we are using a combination of plant milk. I'm just using soy milk today, but you can use your favorite plant milk at home. And in addition to that, I've got some oil, just some flavorless oil. So I'm using some sunflower oil today. And as I mentioned, we are using a potato protein egg replacer. So the egg replacer that I'm using is PANACEG. That's my little pack that I took it out of. So if you folks are interested at home to try this out, it comes in packs of 70 grams and you get 6 of these, and it's the same, each bag is the same as 1 dozen eggs. But what's really unique, I know you're probably telling me, Jess, well, why don't I just use like my local egg replacer that I can get from the grocery store? Well, most vegan egg replacers only replace 2 functions, whereas PANACEG replaces all 8 of the major egg functions. So if you jump onto our website, it will explain a little bit more. Or I did do a video, the carrot cake video has a little bit more information all about that and egg replacement. So what we're going to do is we're going to be combining our PANACEG, which I've already measured out. And what's unique about PANACEG is you can replace large quantities of eggs. So in this recipe, I'm replacing quite a few eggs. So I've got 18 grams here, 10, 15. So that's like, it's replacing like about 4 eggs, okay? So unlike just like a normal pancake, like a thick fluffy pancake, where you might only replace 1 egg, with your crepes, you're actually replacing quite a few eggs. So it's difficult to get a really nice vegan version of crepes, yeah, because they are traditionally very egg heavy. This is going to provide those nice savory notes. It's also going to emulsify our oil and water components in the pancake, so it's going to give us great texture. It's also going to be coagulating, so when we cook these, they will set like a traditional egg. So it's really, and it makes it very kind of elastic or flexible. So it really has that texture of a traditional crepe. Okay, so we're going to mix this all together. I'm just using my immersion blender, just on the low speed. Just want to make sure that there's no lumps. that a good mix. Now, you guys have to let me know what your favorite toppings are for crepes. I'm going to be showing you a couple of different options just to get you a little bit inspired. But this is a fantastic thing to do on the weekend for family, friends. Here in Greece right now, they have Greek Easter celebrations, so lots of big family gatherings right here at the moment. And this would be something fantastic too. They actually are fasting for Easter, so this is a fasting dish if you are trying to abstain from eggs and things like that. But it means that you can have it anytime. You can actually have it now and then on Monday, where they break the fast. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I've just sifted in some all-purpose flour into my bowl. And in addition to that, I have some white sugar and some salt. So I know a lot of my vegan chefs out there want to use brown sugar. You can absolutely do that. However, you have to understand that your batter is going to be darker, so it's not going to look like a traditional crepe, okay? So we're going to pop that in because we are doing our sweet crepes today. If you're doing a savory crepe, all you need to do is just omit the sugar. There we go, bring you guys. Get a bit more of you in the frame. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to whisk those dry ingredients together. So this recipe is so easy to make. All whisked together. Now, this is the important part. So with our wet component, I'm going to put in about 1/3 of a cup of this mixture. And at this stage, I just want to create a paste. Now, the reason that we're doing that is we want to try and get rid of as many lumps as possible without incorporating too much air into it. Okay, so see how I've got a paste? Now we're going to slowly add our wet mixture, our vegan egg and plant milk mixture. And I'm just using my whisk. Now I know traditionally, a lot of the time, people will use a blender for this. However, I just prefer to do it by hand because our vegan egg replacer that we use is so efficient at creating foaming action and air bubbles. I prefer this method because we're going to incorporate less air in this case, because unlike your fluffy American style pancakes, a crepe is very thin with crispy edges. So we actually don't want to incorporate too much air into it. Okay, see how it's nice and smooth? Excellent, and we just keep on going. Until it's all mixed together. It's looking good. And then once it's kind of at that consistency, you can just put the rest of your wet mixture in. And then give that a good mix. Make sure it's all well combined. And no lumps. Now at this stage it might feel a little bit thin, but don't worry because we're going to be putting this into the refrigerator for about 20 minutes and then we can use it to create our crepe. So you want to pop it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. That's going to help all of that flour to hydrate into the moisture, in addition to our egg replacer functions to start activating. So I'm just going to pop this in my little fridge behind me. And then we can get cracking on to making our crepes because I've already prepared some batter earlier. Okay. There we go. All right, folks. So, just checking my people online. Alrighty. So, now we're going to start cooking our crepes. I actually prepared some batter ahead of time. This one's been sitting in the fridge for about 20-30 minutes. So when you take it out, see, this is the texture that we are looking for. It's a nice pouring consistency, kind of like, it's like how would I say it? Like double cream kind of thickness. Yeah. If you're finding that your batter is a little bit thick, you can always just thin it out with a little bit of water or some more plant milk. So getting on to the cooking process, I am using a crepe pan today, which looks like so. See how it's flat all the way to the edge? So these are great for making crepes, or you may have seen the ones that you can just plug in, the electric ones. They're fantastic as well. I do prefer something which is non-stick. So if you don't have one of these at home, just use a non-stick frying pan. That's absolutely fine. And you want to put a little bit, well, I'm using about a medium heat on my stove here. And I'm going to just put a little bit of oil in the bottom. There we go. You can see. So I've just got some light oil. And then just with a little bit of paper towel, you want to spread that around to make sure that it's everywhere. Now my pan is already nice and hot. So you can bring you folks up. There we go. So my pan's already nice and hot. So the way that we're going to add this in, so this is a little bit of a tricky part and takes a little bit of practice. So while it's heating up, you want to grab yourself a plate and then put a tea towel over your plate. So this is where you can stack up all your pancakes to keep them nice and warm and moist. And then see, you just put that over. You can even leave this in the oven just on the lower setting just to keep them nice and warm. Okay, so now that this is nice and warm, our fry pan, I'm just filling up my ladle about 2/3 to 3/4 full. If you overfill, that's fine. You can always just tip off the excess. You want to pick up your saucepan, your fry pan, or your crepe pan like I have. And then while you're pouring, right in the center, you want to swivel your pan in a circular motion, like so, to get your batter all the way around. You can see that? All right, so we've got a nice thin coating. I'm going to pop this onto our heat here to let this come and start cooking. So it'll be a couple of minutes. I'm going to grab myself a cutting board so we can start preparing a little bit of this fruit here, or some things that we can go with our lovely crepes. Alrighty, so you'll know when it's ready to turn over because the edges are going to start lifting on the sides. Okay. Bring your folks down there. So I have some beautiful strawberries here. We also have some banana. So kind of some classics that you would often see. So I'm going to add some of these. And our crepe's looking nice. You don't want your crepe pan to be on too high of a heat. Just keep it on like about a medium heat. And I'm just doing a nice small dice on my strawberries. Had some beautiful strawberries at my local greengrocer this morning. Even Stephanie commented on them when I came in this morning. They look very, very fresh. So you always just want to, when you're garnishing your pancakes, you just want to use things that are really very much in season, nice and fresh. Okay, that looks good for the strawberries, and we're going to go in with some banana as well. Beautiful. Okie doke. So we have those two things. How's this looking? Let's turn it up a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that I found at my local grocery store is I know Nutella is such a huge, popular thing to have with crepes. And also, as I mentioned, like all throughout Europe, you see these in all the tourist areas. You see them in all the restaurants, like for selling crepes as like a little dessert and things like that, because it's so inexpensive to make. It's nice and quick and easy to make. You can also prepare these ahead of time. Like this, you can actually freeze these, pop them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. You can prepare them all for that morning and then just heat them up as you need them. And often they would serve them with Nutella. But here in Greece, we have this chocolate tahini spread. So I thought that sounded absolutely delicious. And then another thing that you see a lot here is like these little snacks, which are like sesame wafers. And this one here is sesame and cinnamon. And then it's just like sugar and it's like a little candy. And I thought that might be nice as something to kind of sprinkle on top. So can you see my crepe? It's got like nice and brown on the edges. So I'm just going to go around with my spatula here. Just check it. Yep, better turn this down. It's getting a bit hot. And flip over. Beautiful. This was a little brown in the middle. We also have some other ones to play with. So yeah, see these little crispy things? So I thought this would be fun. I might just break some up and we can use this as like a garnish on top. See, so you can get really creative. Okay, excellent. And I was just using my rolling pin here. Crush it straight in the bag. A little bit more on this side. And these were some ones that I did earlier. And see how they're really flexible? Still nice and warm. Okay, excellent. That looks good. Now I'm going to do one more because I want to serve two for each. All right, a little bit of oil. And again, in with your paper. Okay. And in the center and rolling around. Beautiful. All right, so we'll get that one going. So now that we have a few crepes, we can start actually presenting. So I've also got some vegan margarine here. And I thought it might be nice. I might just melt a little bit of this. I'm going to stick this in the microwave just so it's nice and soft. And I'll show you a little trick how to make this very buttery. Okay. So I've just come back with my vegan margarine here. And have a look in your area if you can get butter aroma or butter essence. This is one that we actually get from France. And I always say to people, if someone says to you, oh, this dish is not French because it doesn't contain butter, and I always say to them, well, it contains something else that is French, which is margarine, because the French invented margarine. So there you go. All right, so I'm just getting a little spoon here. I just want to mix up my butter here. I just wanted it to be nice and soft. And then I'm taking a little bit of my butter aroma, just like literally like one drop. Should be plenty for that quantity there. Okay. Now, while my crepes are still nice and warm, I'm just going to brush them with a little bit of this butter, vegan butter. Okay, and let's get a plate over here. Alrighty, so we'll get, and you can see here that nice crispy edges. And let's get our other one. A little bit of butter, vegan butter. And beautiful. All right, so we're going to do 2. How's this crepe going? Yep, that looks good. All right, so for this one, I thought we'll do this one with the banana. So I also have some yogurt. And this is one of our vegan yogurts that we make here at the Academy. So if you want to learn how to make vegan yogurt, we make it in our vegan cheese course. And this one I strained for about an hour, so it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to put some yogurt. So this is going to be kind of like our healthier version. Okie doke. And we're going to go in with our banana here. Got our banana. And another thing that I wanted to show you guys, get our strawberries over here, so you can see. Yeah, another thing that I wanted to show you guys is we actually make vegan honey here at the Academy, and you'll learn also how to do this in the vegan cheese course, but we do have also a video here on the channel, so if you want to check that out. So I'm going to go over with some of our vegan honey for some sweetness. Beautiful. And let's use some of these crunchy sesame to go on top. Where's my knife? There we go. Over here. Alrighty. Oh, we've got some walnuts as well. Why not? We're here in Greece. We'll put a few walnuts. They actually, if you go into a lot of the cafes here, they will often have just yogurt with honey and walnuts. So look at that, guys. That's kind of like our Greek-inspired one with beautiful fresh ripe bananas. We have some vegan Greek yogurt, handmade, and oh, I can smell that sesame, that toasted sesame crisp. And I know that all these are actually available around the world. You might not be able to get the different flavors, but just the plain ones. And they're always vegan. So there you have it. All right, so let's finish off our last one. Pop that aside. And we're going to do our strawberry one. See how this crepe is going. I think it looks good. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to put some vegan butter on this crepe here. And we'll fold that one over. This one's almost done. Don't they look lovely? And you can see those beautiful crispy edges. This one I thought would do like a classic Nutella vibe. So I've just taken some of my Nutella and I've put it into one of these little piping bags made out of paper. And I might grab another couple of strawberries too, just as a garnish. Okay, this one's nice and hot now. Get some butter on this one too. Our vegan butter. Oh, so nice and crispy. So beautiful. And I'm going to go in with our Nutella. So we'll just chop off the edge here. And this is sesame Nutella. Let's go on with a bit more. We'll do like crisscross. Yum, so yummy. All right, and then we have our beautiful, colorful strawberries. Lovely and fresh. And I might cut just a couple more, just with the stems still on. And I did wash all of these strawberries, just because it looks pretty. And I have a little special treat for you folks as well. Yesterday I was experimenting in the kitchen. I'll bring you guys up. Let's come over here, we can get some better light happening. All right, so yesterday, folks, I was experimenting in the kitchen, and as you may know, we make a lot of vegan macarons here at Vegan Gastronomy with potato protein. We have a couple of different blends, the potato protein 300 and the gerbe. So yesterday I actually made some macarons with gerbe. However, we didn't use almonds, we used cereal. And I thought that this would be fun because we are making kind of like something you would enjoy for breakfast. I actually made them out of like a version of Cocoa Puffs that were vegan. So no almond meal at all. So these are made out of Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Pops, but vegan ones, with a vegan milk cream inside. So if you're excited to learn these, let me know in the comments. But I thought because we're making a French dish and because it's breakfasty, let's put some of them in there. And it's going with our whole like Nutella chocolate vibes happening, so. Okay. These are always fun. You can keep them in the freezer as well. And then just take them out when you need them. All right, guys, look at that. Doesn't that look fancy? Very Instagram worthy. So I'm going to take a photo of these guys. I hope you enjoyed the video making our vegan crepes. Oh, look, I've got one left here. So there you go, guys. Vegan crepes, a couple of different ways of how you can serve it. We've got our kind of like healthy Greek interpretation, and then we have our weekend indulgence with cereal, macarons, and strawberries, and our version of Nutella over here with that sesame. So I hope you enjoy, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Check out the recipe link down below where to find PANACEG to replace eggs for all your vegan baking applications. And I will see you next week. Bye.